Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mitchell Labarge. I'm back on my Sports Hub YouTube channel. Welcome back to those who have subscribed before. It's nice to see you guys again. And then if you're new to the channel, welcome. And I do a lot of sports content. I've done a lot of college football for this past season, but it's now a new time. It's college basketball season, and it's under 2 months away till March Madness. It's about 55 days away because the first four actually starts on March 18th, and it's actually January 23rd, which is a Thursday right now. So really gonna count down towards that. And then tomorrow, my first video of my bracket projections and who's gonna win through Jerry Palm will be out there. So it'll be cool if you guys could tune into that. I'll get a whole spreadsheet printed out tonight, and then I'll do it handwritten tomorrow. So that's going to be really fun to do that. And then today, I'm a huge Milwaukee Brewers fan. I'm covering this from 2 nights ago. But at a high school basketball game, I found out that Miller Park is officially getting their name change, and they have an official name out now. It's always going to be Miller Park to me, but the new name is American Family Field. It could be worse. I really wanted AmFam Park or AmFam Field just because it kind of stands out a little more. Might be easier to refer for when there is a big playoff game at Miller Park or opening day at AmFam Park or over American Family Park. But AmFam Field or Park would have been what I preferred, but it could be a lot worse. I mean, the University of Phoenix Stadium, where 2 Super Bowls have been, especially both the years the Packers lost, but those are, with that being the Super Bowl stadium, used to be in that name, and now it's State Farm Stadium through a major sponsor, an insurance company. There is just something wrong with that, but at least for American Family, they're very popular around the Midwest, including the Wisconsin area, and I'm covered under an American Family insurance provider at my hometown, and they're super nice people, and I really like that. They're going to sponsor them, and then they'll really be generous on giving back to the Brewers community and really promoting them as a marketing strategy. And just, yep, I think that's gonna really stand out to the fans and the grit and the amazing community of Milwaukee. Baseball is just something they live and breathe in Milwaukee, and I really enjoy going to games over the years. I've probably been to over 30 games in my lifetime ever since I was in elementary school. I started going to Milwaukee Brewer games. I've been to many extra inning games and really big games, including the playoffs. The first time since 1982, and the World Series, they made the playoffs in 2008, and I was at the last wild card game that they lost against the Philadelphia Phillies. Just the fact of being there that year, having a national TV, and really checking it out and seeing how cool playoff baseball is compared to just regular season baseball where we've been in the past. I mean, when they hosted the 2002 All-Star Game, on how bad their record really was back then. I was not there. I wasn't really into sports at that time, but that's just an example. They were one of the worst teams in the league that year, but so for them to actually make the wild card, they beat the Cubs that year to clinch playoff contention on the last day of the entire MLB season that year, and I got to see my first ever playoff game there. That was just really special. And then CC Sabathia was the last batter. He ended up striking out, but the fans had such a big ovation, one of the biggest ovations I've ever seen for how far they really overcome and made it that far. And I knew they weren't gonna beat the Phillies, and the Phillies ended up winning the World Series that year with Jimmy Howard and Jimmy Rollins and then Cole Hamels and then that type of crew. But what a special memory that was to attend that game. And then in 2011, I went to Game 1. It was our first division championship clinched in the National League ever, and then it was the first Division 1, obviously clinched since 1982. So I was there against the Diamondbacks, and they ended up winning pretty big. And the playoff atmosphere was even better that day. We had better seats. We were kind of sitting by right field during the Philly game, but yeah, when it was that year, we could really see from home plate really well, and it doesn't matter how high you are, especially when you're home plate, you could see a lot of the game, and the fans were just so into it. It's unbelievable. I still have the rally towel in my room. It might be hanging, but it's still there, loud and proud, and they won that game. They could have made the World Series that year, and it was unbelievable. It's one of the biggest nationwide events at the time that I was at, which was that playoff game. It was really cool memory. And those are the memories I'm really looking back on. Those were my 2 favorite memories in Miller Park. And then the other one was CC Sabathia's second ever start at Miller Park in 2008, eventual playoff year. But it was his first Sunday start at Milwaukee, and he threw a 3-hitter against the Reds, and those were cool memories too. And that's when the fan engagement and market and crowd just really went up in Miller Park before the playoffs were actually clinched in the 2008 year. That's another good memory. And then one more I'm going to refer to before the rest of my opinion on American Family Field is excuse me, it was opening day in 2017. Just had to refer back for a minute, but it was that day they ended up losing to Colorado, and it was a very good game. It was a very cool environment just being there. It might have been raining and kind of a long drive to get there, but it was so worth it. Going to an opening day game and any MLB stadium, any MLB team you're a fan of, I would highly recommend it. The fans are just really pumped at their long winter, a long off season of signing new prospects and getting ready for a long spring training season. So that was my 4th favorite memory at Miller Park, just attending that and seeing what it was like in the great city of Milwaukee, being from the Green Bay area. Still not that far from Milwaukee, about an hour and a half away from here. So I'm going to be still going to plenty of games. It will always be Miller Park to me. So, yeah, back to earlier, I just think American Family will do a ton for the team, and then like San Francisco having Candlestick Park in the past, and then having a sponsor of popular jeans company and clothes and a store that you see in almost every mall these days instead of Candlestick Park, or more of a unique name that people remember when they're hosting the Super Bowl instead of Levi's Stadium. Excuse me, Candlestick Park just stands out more, and County Stadium stood out more than Miller Park, but Miller Park was the relevance of standing out because it's one of the greatest stadiums in the entire MLB, and I totally agree. As a Brewers fan, just in general in baseball, the roof closes when it rains, and that's huge for fans not to have to deal with that, and the game's scheduled no matter what, and that's really special to have that in Major League Baseball. The Diamondbacks have that too, especially in Milwaukee, that we have that. And then when it's really hot out, they can close the roofs and then get the air conditioning cranking quick. So, and that's not the biggest stadium ever, so it's easy to access it around. So that will not change. And hope you guys enjoyed this video. And then don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment what you think about this. And as always, go Brewers, and spring training is on its way soon. So hope everyone has a great rest of their day.